yeah, it has to prepare and then.
There we go. There you go. We're live now. How's it going, everyone? This is Judith Vergara here, and today we are hanging out with the one and only Amber Horner. Amber is a mom, she's a wife, she's an entrepreneur, and she's helping people pretty much live the life that they want, live the laptop lifestyle and live the life of freedom. And today she's here to share her inspiring story with us. So Amber, give us a little bit of an intro and give us a quick sneak preview what it's like inside your world.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you, Judith, so much for having me. It's an honor to be here with you. And it was a pleasure to meet you in Maui. That was fun. So I am a mother of two. I have my daughter and my stepson, who are actually the same exact age. They're both 9 years old. They're only 4 days apart. And I have my husband, and we have 13 animals. And I homeschool my children. And so that is part of the reason why I chose to work online. I had stopped working full time and just started to homeschool my kids. And then with just my husband working, money started to get a little tight. And I really didn't want to go back to work. It means a lot to me and my husband to homeschool our kids. And so I was like, okay, well, there's got to be another way. I got to think of something else. And I'm like, I've seen online, people make money online all the time. So I'm like, okay, I can do this, right? So I started to get started with some just silly stuff like posting ads in classifieds and things like that for like gift cards. And that was just, I wasted so much time. It was a mess. It was a wreck. I didn't know anything about what I was doing or anything. And then I had joined one company, and that was a waste of my money and a waste of my time again. Still just left me confused and not really knowing what to do in life. And then I found the company where I'm at now. And then that's when things really took off. And so I realized, in the beginning we think, oh, we can, do this online and not necessarily have to invest a lot of money. And I found out really quickly that that's not the best way to do it and that you need the money to do it. So I convinced my husband we had a 3-bedroom house, and I convinced him that we needed to buy a camper trailer and park it on my parents' property so that we could save some money on bills so that I could invest in my business and our future as a family. And so I convinced him of that about 6 months ago. So I've been online for about 10 months now. And so about 6 months ago, we bought a 32-foot camper trailer, and that's actually what I'm sitting in right now. And we parked it on my parents' property. And so now I have the money to be able to invest in myself and my business so that I can create the future that me and my family want together.
Oh, I love that. It's all in or go home, right? I love it. Yeah. We have Renee Rushton, James Reed, and Billy Montez hanging out with us. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey everybody.
And Renee's saying, wait, her name is Jean Pierre. And then she's also saying 2 rock stars on a Sunday afternoon. Whoa. Aw, thanks, Renee. Yeah. So Amber, at this point, what is your area of expertise?
Right now, I'm working really hard on learning my. I'm always working on my mindset. My mindset, I have found, is just the biggest part of it all. Hands down, that's what you got to work on, is your mind. And I've really been branching out now. I'm trying to connect with more people on social media is what I'm trying to do. I'm a complete introvert, so I like to sit behind my computer, but I've really been branching out and just trying to meet more people and make more connections and connect with people on a deeper level so that I can, bring value to them and see, and build relationships and that kind of stuff. So just really working on my relationship building right now.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, no, people really underestimate the power of relationship building. Like this is where the know, like, and trust, or even better, the know, love, and trust comes into play, is when you build those relationships with them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Amber, now don't pull anything back. Really lay it all down for us. Tell us about your rock bottom moment.
I've had a few, but my rock bottom moment in business was probably, like I said, I had got started doing classified ads and stuff, and was like, well, this isn't really working. And then I discovered my husband was working, and he works a lot. He's a FedEx driver. And we thought we were going to, we put all the math on the table, and we thought everything was going to work out with me stopping to work full time and just, using his money to be able to pay all of our bills and stuff. Well, we learned very quickly that that wasn't the case. We were stretched too thin, and it was, we were to the point where we were behind on our bills, and it was, we weren't even being able to do anything extra, let alone just pay our normal bills that we had. And so we knew that we had to make a drastic, my husband just walked in. We knew that we had to make a drastic change. I was either going to have to go back to work, or, which would involve not homeschooling the kids anymore. And so that wasn't really an option for me to go back to work, because then I would have to put the kids back in school. And so, that was probably my rock bottom moment, realizing that, okay, something else needs to be done here. And, my husband's already working long hours, so there's nothing more that he can do. So I knew that it was up to me to figure out something to get our income stream up so that we could, just manage to live, and be able to pay for all of our bills and, the things that you just need on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what steps did you take to improve upon that rock bottom moment?
The biggest one probably was moving out here into the trailer, which we love. We almost feel like we upgraded. Now we're on, my parents have 4.5 acres. And so we feel like we're camping every day, and we absolutely love it. So we sold all of our stuff in our house except what we needed. I even made my husband get rid of the big screen TV, which he did not want. He was like, I'm pretty sure we can fit it in the trailer. And I'm like, yeah, no, we're selling it. And so, so it felt really good to sell all of our stuff. It was weird at first, because I'm like, oh no, I'm getting rid of all my stuff. Like we had like a brand new living room set that we'd only had for like 1.5 years. And, it was we just did an estate sale and sold everything and got rid of all of it. And then that gave us some money. And then, so we moved out here, and it was just, it helped immensely, and then going out to Maui. So my husband was kind of on the fence about me working an online business. He's like, oh, what are you doing? This is a scheme. This is a scam. This isn't going to work. You're wasting our money. What are you doing? We don't have money to waste. And so he tried to support me. He did his best to, say, I got your back, but I could tell that, he was like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you wasting our money? And it wasn't actually until we went out to Maui and he got to come with. And then once he sat in on that, he just sat in on one of the days. And once he heard Misha talk and, met the coaches with our network and, and just saw all of us there, he left there completely different. I mean, he even told the coaches, he's like, okay, I got my wife's back. I believe in this. He could see how much heart and soul was put into it from, our coaches and Misha and everything. And so that was really awesome for me, because I knew that he was trying to have my back, and I understood why he didn't, because we all have those people in our life that are like, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, what are you doing? And now he's, ever since the event, he's got my back fully, and I completely have his support, which helped me believe in myself even more. I was already working on I've been working on the mindset, and I work on that constantly. But once I had once he had my back, then I knew that just boosted my confidence even more. I was like, okay, now I know that I can do this, and I know that I have his support. He's on my side, rooting for me. So
that's awesome. Yeah. The power of events, right? Like like personally, right? That's when I've been with the Super Affiliate Network as well since December, but I didn't really do anything up until I got back from Maui there. And it was, it was really transforming, experience. So guys, if you're not taking advantage of events, you just have to. Yeah. Renee Rushton is saying that you have such a great story. Yes, she does.
Thank you, Renee. Yeah. We got to meet Renee in Maui too.
That's right. Yeah. I barged into her hotel room there, gin at hand, and she's not letting me live that down.
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, it was so great to, not only meet our whole coaches and everybody, but it was nice to connect with, with each other, with the community, because our community is so close, and we're always complimenting each other and cheering each other on and helping out where needed. It was really cool to be able to meet and connect with people, from all over the world who, we're normally just only seeing on a computer screen,
Yeah, like a profile photo that doesn't move. When you see someone that's a real actual human right in front of you, right? That's the first thing I said to Misha. I was like, "Oh my God, you're a real actual human." He's like, "That's right, I am."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they're all so tall. All the guys.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, they all are. Yeah. So Amber, so far, tell us about your your light bulb moment that really turned everything around for you.
Yes, my light bulb moment. I've definitely had a few of them, that's for sure. And because, it comes with the ups and downs. My husband's like, I'm your light bulb moment. So I had full confidence in myself when I went out to Maui, and I was, I had already been, working hard and doing everything that I needed to do. But, the live event really just sparked a flame under my ass, for sure. I mean, it really made me believe, because Misha just, he pours it all out to you. You can really see what you can't see online, or in a picture. You feel it, you could feel that his heart in the room. He just wears his heart on his sleeve. You can tell how much he cares about all of us. And so I would say I was fired up after Maui and was like, yeah, this is, because I sat at the dinner table after, so I went all in Maui. And so then he took the few of us that went all in, he took us out to dinner, and I was like sitting at the table, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting at this table with like 5 or 6, 7 6-figure earners. And back at home, I don't think I even have one friend that earns that much money. It was really cool. And I'm like, and all these people are, they're connecting with me. We're building relationships. And so the event, like you said, if you're not getting to events, you definitely need to, because it's a whole different ball game going to, and not to mention all the stuff that we learned. It was, and for free, right? Yeah, I can't believe the event was for free, but yeah, the event really just grounded it in there for me. And the fact that my husband was just, after the event, he was like, yeah, let's do this. So now he's just like, okay, how much money do I have to spend? And you can spend the rest, So it was definitely my light bulb moment was, my biggest light bulb moment was the live event. Because, in business, you kind of go up and down, you have your bad days, and it's all that mindset, you got to keep your mindset right. And, which I definitely work on every single day. That's a big, I realized that pretty quickly on, that it's, it's a mindset game. The other stuff is going to come, but if your mind's not right, nothing's going to go right for you. And so I've even tried to convince my husband, I'm like, honey, we're millionaires. So I got him like already saying that, that we're millionaires, and he's like, oh, right. Yeah, we're millionaires. So, we're trying to be that person so that we can just sink it in there so that, it will happen, and so, yeah, we can't wait for that to happen, because it will.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's one thing that not a lot of people really understand. Like, it doesn't matter how much I try to explain it to them, that it's 80% mindset, 20% skill set. It really is. It's not just some big witchcraft or some rah thing, but it really does work that way. Like, if you could have the best funnel in the world, you could have the best marketing strategy put together by top earners for you. But if your mindset is just not quite there, then nothing would quite happen, because you yourself, you won't be able to carry yourself through.
No, exactly. Because you attract what you are. So if you just think, if you're thinking negatively all the time, and, then that's just what you're going to attract. You're not going to, you're not going to attract what you need to attract. And it goes that way with everything in life, So I was on a Facebook Live the other day, and somebody was mentioning, it was actually Keisha Bass. And she was talking about how, just everything in life, she's like, pull out a recorder and, throughout the day, either record your voice, or any time that you say something that's negative, whether it be about you or about your life, or, and just start to identify how many times that you do that, because then you'll start to become aware of it, and you can correct it, because it's, we could all sit around and mope around and complain about what we don't have, but that's not going to get us what we want. It's not, all it's going to do is piss us off more. And then we're, then we're done for. Like you say, it is totally 80% mindset. It definitely is, because the rest is going to come, the rest will come, but you got to get that mind right.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you're saying, right, they got to act as if like it's already there, like Renee Rushton is saying here, be as if you already are, you have to become the person that is earning the money. Yes. Like really, if you guys haven't read You Are a Badass yet, I don't have any monetary investment on it, but you absolutely have to grab a copy and just read it. Okay. It's just a real game changer for me. You have to act and be grateful for whatever it is that you want, because then you just tell the universe, I'm not messing around, man. I'm out to get you.
That's right.
You have to act as if.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. What was the name of that book again?
You Are a Badass.
You Are a Badass. Who could buy? Yeah. Do you got a picture?
This one.
You Are a Badass.
Jen Sincero. Yeah, it's this one.
Awesome. Yep. I'll be ordering it. Yep.
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
definitely.
another thing that I do to keep, that's what I find helps keep my mindset going good the most is reading the different books. Anytime I hear somebody suggest a book, or, I like have a new book in the mail, like every 3 or 4 days coming. I can't even keep up with reading them all. I got a bunch that I still need to read. But they're so powerful, hearing, each writer's story and that type of stuff. And so the books definitely do. If people aren't reading books, they definitely need to be, because you can go back to them and reference them again. And they're just, and you learn so much in each book that and then you can create content from what you're learning in the book, and so that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This one, though, I pretty much had content every single day when I was reading this. It's a very profound learning experience. And yeah, Renee Rushton is reading this book right now. Oh my God, you're going to love it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to order it as soon as we get off.
Yeah. So what held you back from going all in when you were first starting out?
It was probably myself, just disbelief in, the mindset probably, because of course you want to think that you can do things, but we all grow up, being told that, you just need to go to school, get a job, work until you can't work no more. And then, save in your 401k and that's part of the reason why I homeschool my children, is because I don't want them to be little factory robots. I want them to think for themselves. I want them to do what they enjoy doing. I don't care if my kids know how to solve a math problem, 5 different ways. As long as they can solve the problem, we're good to go, and so it definitely was probably just myself holding me back and my own limiting beliefs. And so once I got on the track of, okay, this is a mindset game, then I was able to, then that's when things really started rolling. So that it was me that was holding us back. I mean, I can only assume that that's what holds most people back. And the people that just don't do it at all is because they're like, well, I can't do that. There's no way, that's not going to happen, And so I bet that's what holds a lot of people back in the beginning, is just themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I could relate to that. Like I always say this, I no longer have shame because I've finally taken responsibility for it. But I've had the idea for Entrepreneur in the Spotlight when I was in college, way back in 2011. But I did not take action because I've always had these limiting beliefs. Oh, I'm no good. Oh, what do I know about interviewing? Oh, what do I know about talk shows? What the hell do I know? Until 21 days ago, we're on episode 21 right now, and I host it 7 days a week. So 21 days ago, I said, well, more like 23 days ago, I said, I wonder if I actually took action, where my show would be right now. Maybe I'll have sponsors already. I'll have my own studios, all that stuff. And I'm like, wait, what the hell am I waiting for? I have Zoom. I have Facebook. I have a nice microphone. I have nothing missing. So 2 days later, I'm live. Yeah, that's really, at the end of the day, it's just you. You are your own biggest enemy.
Yes, for sure. And that's so awesome, like you say, because you're like, wait a second, where would I have been? And then you're like, yeah, you've had everything you need all along. All you need is, the Zoom, which is free.
Yeah.
And, and you got your computer with a camera and your microphone. And so, yeah, it's crazy though, because before you notice that it's you holding yourself back, you're like completely blind to it. You're just like all the people that don't believe, in what you're doing. It's crazy. And then once you see that it is you that's holding you back, you're like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Why I could have done this the whole time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. I know. At first I felt shame. I'm like, oh my God, what a shameful thing. Should have just taken action. And I'm like, you know what? I have to take responsibility for the fact that it was me.
Yep.
So now until now I just put out that story in there. Like, guys, I wasted 6 years on this. Just pussyfooting around. That's 6 years. Where would my show be right now if I actually took action 6 years ago?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm just thinking about getting excited.
Yeah, I know, me too. And so now that got me excited. I'm like, wait, where would I be 6 years ago from now if I start hosting it every day?
Yep.
So so here we are. And
now
here Renee.
Oh,
yeah.
Go ahead. I was going to say,
Ren.
Now you have, now you get to look forward to, now instead of worrying about that, now it's like, now that I'm rocking and rolling, where am I going to be in 6 years from now?
Exactly.
Exciting.
Yeah, where would I be? Episode 180, 6 months, right? Where would that be? Right? So it'll be fun. It really excites me. This show really excites me. I get to connect with other entrepreneurs. I get to put out value for myself and from them to my audience, tap into their audience at the same time. They get to tap into my audience. It's really a win-win situation both ways.
Exactly. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And Renee Rushton is saying, do what society expects of you and ask no questions. Wait, I'm just trying to process that. Do what society expects of you. Oh, yeah, that's what they're trying to do in schools. Yes.
Oh, yeah. And like
exactly.
I said, that's, the main reason for us homeschooling is because, school hasn't changed for years, and I know my two children for sure don't learn best sitting down, having somebody just feed stuff down their throat. My kids learn so much more when we are outside and we're doing stuff. I mean, we do math usually in the car. We just throw out math problems. We do spelling in the car just randomly. We each pick out a word and try to spell it. And we do a lot of just, kids, they pick stuff up on their own. You don't have to force it on them, and in schools now we force things on the kids too young. We're trying to cram them with as much knowledge as we can. And it really sucks out their creativity and who they are as a person. And I did horrible in school. I bet if I was learning like my kids are learning now, I would have probably done a lot better. But I hated sitting in that class, listening to the teacher, working out of a workbook. I mean, I couldn't stand it. And so, I'm a high school dropout. I never went to college, never graduated high school. And so, and I have no intentions of going back to school now that I've found that, I don't need, not that I shouldn't have finished high school because I totally should have, but, I want my kids to know that there is a different way and that they can do and be whatever they want, from day one.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always wondered why I never fit in at school. I never did well. I'm as bad as it sounds, and I mean, no offense to anyone there, I'm that one Asian who can't do anything right. I'm not a musician. I'm not an athlete. I'm an average student. I'm that one awkward Asian who's not good at anything. And now that I'm out of the school system, it finally all makes sense. I'm not made to fit in the mold. So
exactly. Yeah. And there's so many of us that aren't made to fit in that mold. And it doesn't mean that we don't have the potential to go out and be strong leaders, because most of the people that I find that are online and that are entrepreneurs, most of them weren't like 4.0 students, they were the outcasts, the introverts, the ones that didn't do good in school, and so there's, all of us that, feel like we can't do things. We're almost the ones that are stronger, that can pull through and just be the leader. We just need to be guided, in that right direction and believe in ourselves. And then, we just start to just bloom like a flower.
Yeah, absolutely. James Reed is saying that it is the school system is out of date. It totally is. It's something that would have worked out from back in the 40s or 30s, right? Because that's when the revolution of factories were really surging at the time. So it would have worked out then. But nowadays, it's really not. It's really out of date. And
it hasn't changed in years. It's the only thing that hasn't changed. Everything in life, everything else changes around us. You know, we have computers. We went from phones with a cord to cordless phones to cell phones that you now can just talk to people. You know, everything has changed. I mean, look at the first car and the cars now. I mean, school is the only thing that stayed the same. And, you know, and we really need to change that, you know, to realize that, because everybody's got their own talent. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are at academics or not. Everybody's got a talent in some way, shape, or form. You know, it's just that you just got to be able to find yourself and then believe in yourself and know that you can do it, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like Renee is saying here, kids learn how to memorize and retain nothing after the exam is done. That's exactly how I personally functioned when I was in school. Well, I didn't even bother. I just showed up in the exams, wrote it, and walked out. So I never really remembered anything else. But yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah, because you don't, when something's being forced upon you, you don't retain it. You know, it's not, when you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're just doing it to get it done and get to the next thing. So yeah, totally. That's why we usually, you know, we're spelling in the car and doing math in the car, and because it's killing time. So the kids are actually enjoying doing the math because, you know, we're in a 40-minute car ride or whatever. And they're like, wow, we're there already. And I'm like, yep, we're here, you know? And so, yeah, when you enjoy what you're doing, you are going to retain so much more because you care about it. And, you know, and people, when I first started homeschooling, everybody's like, well, you're going to just have them do school online. And I was like, no, that's pretty much just school at home. And that's the same. And then they'd be sitting on the computer for those 6 or 7 hours and doing all the same things. And so I had a lot of people that were like, well, what do you mean your kids just kind of do whatever they want all day? And I'm like, they're 9 years old. They're in elementary school. Like, they enjoy themselves. They have fun. They play. They make believe. Their favorite thing to do is play Survivor out in the front yard. They make teepees and make fires. No, I don't let them light the fires yet, but they use like the land to create things. My daughter will set up crime scenes in the middle of the yard, and she's like, don't go over there. That's my crime scene with my evidence. And she just, you know, and it's so fun to just watch them play, you know, and watch them do what they want to do, because I know that, you know, once they get older, they're going to start to want to learn. Our minds naturally, we want to learn. You know, humans are full of curiosity. So, you know, it doesn't matter if we don't do it, you know, at 5 years old. Eventually, at some point, you know, they're going to want to learn. I mean, they'll pick up books and read them by themselves. I don't have to tell them to read. But, you know, the more you force it down, you know, then they don't want to do it, you know. And I definitely know that, because I don't like people to tell me what to do either. You know, I want to do what I want to do because I want to do it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear that. So Amber, what's the best advice you've ever received?
Yeah, go ahead. The best advice I've ever received, you know, I learn so much new stuff every single day from the leaders that I follow. It would be hard to pinpoint one thing, but probably, oh man, that is hard. Yeah, because I learned so much stuff. I follow just a select number of people, you know, that are leaders. And I mean, I have, you know, I learn stuff every day, but probably, you know, one of the top things is, it was really hard for me in the beginning to realize, to not look at my money as, what do they say? As as an expense, to look at it more of an investment. That that was really powerful to me. And it actually took me a little while to learn that, because I'm like, well, I'm already in debt and I'm spending more money, and, you know, which also kind of goes into mindset. But, you know, once I clicked that piece of the puzzle of like, no, it's not an expense. I'm investing in myself and in my future, and, you know, and investing for, you know, my reason why, for my family. And, you know, and so that was probably the best thing. Cause I hear so many people, you see that when people get started, they're like, well, I can't, you know, I'm not going to waste the money. I don't have the money to do that. And it's, you know, and you're investing in yourself. It's just like going to college, you know, you're investing in yourself. And instead of ending up with this huge student loans that you have to pay back, you've got all this knowledge that you've invested in, you know. And so that was probably one of my best pieces. But like I said, in this industry, when you follow the leaders, I mean, there's just golden nuggets dropped every single day. You know, I'm constantly like almost every time I'm on a live or something, I always have a piece of paper next to me. I have sticky notes of just like things that people have said everywhere. Cause like I said, you know, it's just, and you're probably the same way, Judith. I mean, every day I hear something, you know, something that just sparks and you're like, oh my gosh, that's right. You know? And so yeah, that was probably my one. But like I said, definitely every day I learn, I hear new and greater things every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. Recently I've been in touch a lot with Keisha Bass, and that woman is a fountain of knowledge.
Oh my gosh.
You just have, just from her alone. Yeah, every single day I get new best advice. That on top of the other leaders that I follow.
Yep. Yeah. And I follow Keisha really closely also. I've done one challenge with her, and I'm in the middle of my second challenge with her. And she actually only lives like 20 minutes away from me.
Really? Nice.
Yeah. So we keep meaning to get together, but you know, life and being busy on the computer. And so I'm sure at some point we'll connect. We'll actually probably connect at the next live event. But yeah, so like you say, yeah, Keisha, man, she's just, I never even like to miss her being live. I don't even like to watch the replay. You got to be there live, you know, because yeah, she's, you know, and she's so real, you know, and I'm attracted to people that are real, that I feel that connection. Like they're not just BSing me, like they're talking, you know, from their heart. And Keisha's definitely one of those people for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Amber, what's one personal habit that you have that's just a must for you on a daily basis?
My meditation. I got trained. I got personally trained. Let's see, it was probably 3 months ago in transcendental meditation, and I had tried other meditations before, and they weren't working for me. And so when I found transcendental meditation, I was like, okay, I need to learn this. And you actually have to get taught by a certified transcendental meditation teacher. And so I went through the training for that, and that's become a huge part of my life. And it's helped me immensely. So it's definitely something morning and night that has to be done, you know, so it's 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night. And it sets me up for the day, and then it relaxes me at the end of the night, you know. And so that's definitely one thing. And that all goes into mindset too. You know, the meditation, it helps the mind. It gives me those, you know, those 40 minutes a day of just being with myself and being out of, you know, my phone's not beeping and going off. I'm not, you know, my kids know to stay away when I'm meditating. And so unless it's an animal bothering me, I got my cat down here. I don't know what she's doing, but she's going crazy. So unless it's an animal jumping in, you know, my meditation really just does wonders for me. I absolutely can't go without it now.
Yeah, I have to look into that. My buddies have been telling me about transcendental meditation, because right now I just do like the very basic meditation, right? Just breathing. But I have to look into that. Maybe time to invest in some transcendental meditation coaching.
Yeah, you'll have to check it out, because it's you can't learn it online. Like I said, you can YouTube all kinds of meditations, and so I've done that. And they're like, you know, okay, relax and breathe in and breathe out and clear your mind. And TM is absolutely different. Like there's no, you know, clear your mind, force yourself not to think about things. It's none of that. And it's actually really popular with famous people. Like Clint Eastwood's been doing it for 40 years. There's a guy on Good Morning America that does it. There's all kinds of famous people that live and swear by transcendental meditation. And so once I did it, and the course that I took, it's just so relaxing, because you're not even like in this, like, you know, you don't have to go to like a facility. The TM teachers, they teach it out of their house. So we just, you know, there was a group of like only 4 of us, you know, and it was a 3-day training process. And yeah, you'll have to check it out, because it's hard to kind of find what it's about, because like I said, you won't be able to be taught it online. You go to the transcendental meditation, and it'll be like, find a TM teacher in your area, and you put in your zip code, and it'll give you somebody close to you. But yeah, I definitely recommend it for sure, because I had tried other meditations before, and they did nothing but, you know, piss me off. And I'm like, I am breathing. Stop telling me to breathe. Of course I'm breathing. I'm living. And so it's totally different. You should definitely check it out. And I would recommend it to anybody for sure.
Yeah. No, it just stresses me out, because then I'd be like trying to sit here breathing. I finally get in the zone, and then boom, something pops in. I'm like, damn it. again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And so that's the difference with TM is the thoughts that pop into your head is you're trained to believe that the thoughts that pop into your head are actually your body releasing stress. So you're not trained to push them out. It's really cool. You'll have to check it out without me giving away too much. But yeah, you'll definitely have to check it out because that was the biggest thing for me is, it's hard to sit down and not think about anything, especially if you got kids and a normal life and you're busy and you, like you say, you sit there and you're like, oh, I just got it clear. And then boom, you think about something. And so, so TM actually encourages thoughts. So it's pretty cool. I really enjoy it. I recommend it for sure.
I've been looking into it, but yeah, like I said, I can't find much. So maybe it is time to actually invest in a coach.
Yep. Yeah. And my TM teacher was awesome. He was an older guy and he actually got trained from Maharishi is the guy who brought it to and taught a bunch of teachers before he was gone, before he passed. And so my teacher was actually went to I never say his name right, but his university. And so there's all kinds of studies on it. They bring it to the military. It helps with PTSD and all that kind of stuff. And they would love to get it into schools as well to help children. So they do all kinds they've got a whole organization that's, collects money and is doing, running tests and because they just want it to be a part of, everybody's life.
Yeah, absolutely. Meditation. And it's nice to have that nice quiet time with the whole day we're just bombarded with every left, right, and center, and meditation really helps out, especially when you're guided properly.
Yes.
So Amber, what's one thing that you have on the go right now and that you're super excited about?
Let's see. One of my goals right now is I would like to get to earning $10,000 per month.
Boom.
And if I can do that for a consistent amount of time, that would allow my husband to be able to retire.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, my goal is to make 30 pro sales before the end of the year. So
there you
go. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Putting it out there. Yeah. Yep. Putting it out there. Same for you. You just put it out there.
Yep.
Yeah. So Amber, before we wrap this up, it's been so fun though. I don't want to wrap this up yet.
I know it has been fun. I'm loving it. And it's actually my wedding anniversary, mine and my husband's 1-year wedding anniversary today. So we're going to see the movie It. They redid it and it came out in theaters. And so I'm super excited. I loved that movie as a kid.
Yeah. Oh, we have before we ask you the next question, though, we have one question that popped up. James Reed is asking, how are you dealing with the balance with family and your business?
Oh, that's a good one. And it was difficult for me in the beginning, definitely, because a lot of us that stay at home with our kids, especially that have school age kids, they send them to school every day. And so they get that break where they have their own time. I'm with my kids 24/7. They're always around me. And then I also babysit my niece Monday through Friday, who's just 9 months old. And so that way she doesn't have to go to daycare. And so, I just kind of have to, I can't usually sit down and put a solid few hours in. I have to do mine in broken down chunks. I can get up a little bit earlier in the morning and I can do a few things. And then I got to be with the kids. And then sometimes if they're out playing, I'm like, all right, perfect time. I got to kind of just take my time as I can get it, which was kind of a hard flow for me to get in. And I'm still trying to get into that flow because it's hard to keep your concentration when you're, okay, I can sit down and do, 30 minutes and then I got to go and then I can come back and do 30 minutes. So it was hard getting in that routine. And to be honest with you, I'm still trying to get into that routine and have it moving, flowing smoothly. But yeah, so since I homeschool, I have to take my breaks where I can get them. But as I do it just with anything, as I do it more and more, I'm getting more and more used to being able to go, okay, the kids are eating lunch, I can do this. And then, since they're 9, I'm able to go, okay, I got to do some work really quick. I got to get on a video. My daughter actually watches the baby for me in the morning when I do our morning calls. And so, I've just I got to kind of pencil it in where I can, especially now in the beginning, I'm only, 10 months in. And so once I get things, once I build up my momentum more and more, then I imagine I'll be able to, to do it easier without having to work in those times. But yeah, right now I just kind of gotta, know my goal and what I want. And so that's what makes me go, okay, I got a half an hour right now. I'm going to get in here and I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I love that. I'm only 10 months in, because most of the time I hear people like, I've already been at it for 10 months and nothing's happening, but I love it. I'm only 10 months in. It's young,
Yep. Well, and what's funny
is
you hear people that go, I've been doing it for like a month now. And I'm like, really, that's it? Like, you're just barely touching the surface.
Yeah, like when you look at it this way, I'll talk in ways that a lot of people would understand. Okay, when you're at a job for only a year, right, they still consider you as a junior, right? They don't even, so it's the same way. Your business is only 10 months old. My business is, heck, I already lost count, but yeah, maybe around the same time. And it's only been it hasn't even cracked the 1 year mark. So guys, be patient, trust the process. It'll all happen. Mindset.
Yes, definitely. You definitely got to trust the process. Yeah. Then it's not going to happen overnight. That's for sure. And, and I just, you just got to take it in strides, and you got to realize how much you learn, because I can go back now and watch videos that I watched when I first got started. And I pick up so much more now. I'm a completely different person than I was. I mean, when I got started, I didn't know what anything meant online. And, when I look at myself from 10 months ago to now, I'm like, holy cow, I've made so much progress. I have learned so much stuff. I'm like a whole different person already.
Yeah. You probably won't even recognize who you were 6 short months ago, let alone 10 months, right? 3 months ago. I don't even recognize myself anymore. And that's what really excites me, though. The growth.
Yeah. Well, because being an introvert, I would never have assumed that I would get on live calls or doing our morning calls with, that we do. And I would have never pictured myself doing that, because I'm not, like I said, I mean, I'm content to just be at home with my kids and my animals. And so, and now I'm like, I do my own Facebook Lives. I announce, every morning, Monday through Friday for our calls. And it's just crazy. Like you say, I mean, only a couple months goes by and you're like, holy cow, look what I've become, And so, yes, you definitely have to trust the process and be patient. That's a really big one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. So, Amber, before we wrap this up, give us a parting piece of guidance. What's that one message that you absolutely believe that everyone needs to hear?
Mindset. Work on your mindset, and don't stop working on your mindset. Work on it every single day. It's something that can always be improved. The other stuff that you learn on the side, don't worry about that, but mindset. Get your mind right, and make sure you keep it right. You have to keep your mind healthy in order to keep everything else going. If your mind isn't right, it's just not going to work out, So definitely work on your mindset every single day, as often as you can. Encourage your kids to work on their mindset. I found a book that, not that it has anything to do with this, but I found a book for kids that is called The Law of Attraction for Children. And it's super cool. It's just a short little book, but it says in there to have the kids read it for 21 days straight, and to see. But it encourages them, and it teaches them in a kid way about the law of attraction. And so just trust the process and believe in yourself. Keep your mind straight, and and just know that you can do whatever you want. We were all put here for a reason, and we can all be leaders. Every single one of us can. We just got to put in the work, invest the time, and invest patience, and and we can all be whatever we want.
I love it. Absolutely. You got to look at it this way, okay? Guys, wherever you are right now, okay? You were put there for a reason, right? Like, why are you here in this big world? Why are you in that position you are in right now? There's got to be a reason for it, okay? I think it was Earl Nightingale on his audio thing there that said, the architect of the universe did not create a stairway that leads to nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's powerful. Absolutely. I know that one resonated with me. So you have to work on your mindset and just really keep pushing forward. All right. So Amber, before we part ways here, what's the best way that they can connect with you?
Through Facebook. I know my Zoom call says Jean-Pierre Leborvo. But on Facebook, Amber Horner, HOERNER. And I've started a YouTube channel just recently. But Facebook is a really good way to reach out to me. I look forward to, like I said, in the beginning, I'm really working on building relationships with people and just getting to know people. And that's really important to me right now. I don't even have too many friends off Facebook. All my badass friends are right here on my computer every single day. And so, yeah, definitely reach out and connect. I'd love to get to know everybody. I love people that have animals. I love people that have kids, other homeschool parents. I just, I'm a pretty easygoing person, and I'm real. I'm down to earth. And I just, I like to connect with people. So definitely, I would love for anybody to reach out to me.
Yeah. James Reed is asking for link. I just tagged Amber in both in the post and in the comments saying connect with Amber here, James. Or if you want her YouTube link, Amber, if you could drop that in the comments after we're done here, she will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you go. Yeah, there you go. So guys, thank you so much. And Amber, thank you for hanging out with us here. It was real fun, and thank you for taking time out of your day to just hop out here with us. Tell us about your inspiring story. Drop amazing value, by the way, might I add. You really dropped the mic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on here, Judith. It was a pleasure. And I hope that I get to see you again at another live event.
Oh yeah, absolutely you will. I'd have to miss the next Maui event, but after that, absolutely.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for hanging out with Amber and I love you guys. I appreciate you. Again, like I said earlier, I am here 7 days a week, 9 p.m. Eastern on weekdays and 2 p.m. Eastern on the weekends, hanging out with our entrepreneurs, dropping value and sharing their inspiring story. So if you'd like to never miss out, there should be, depending on where you're watching from, 3 dots, hit that, hit those 3 dots, turn on live notifications. That way you never miss out on my live training videos and Entrepreneur in the Spotlight, most importantly. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Cheers. Bye.